there's so many songs about rainbows. What's on the other side? Fabulous song from Kermit originally, of course, but I'm going to focus on the Willie Nelson cover of this. A couple of reasons for that. It doesn't change key, which the Kermit version does, and that would create a bit of a problem for us here. Also, I really like the solutions he finds when he arranges jazz standards, for instance, or other songs for his guitar, and this makes it very guitar friendly. Although we are in E, so there's lots of bar chords. Never mind, nothing too tricky. The other thing is that his voice is nominally in a similar range to mine, and he has that slightly scratchy quality, which I quite appreciate as a kind of non-singer who's called upon to sing. Anyway, we've got 3 beats in the bar, and it's this kind of a feel. It's a swung thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can hear there's a little bounce to it because it's swung. Boom, changa, changa, boom, changa, changa. That's how I'm going to do that. I might pick the bass note then, and then down, up on 2 and 3. But as I say, with this swing, that's the kind of thing. I'm getting a slightly brighter metallic sound with my guitar than he does with Trigger, his nylon string guitar, but that's all good. If you were going to pick, you might do this. Bass note, then up to the 3rd string with the 1st finger, and now top 2 strings back to the 3rd string, and again. He does something very similar to that in the opening, actually. But anyway, I'm probably going to strum. Let's look at this opening then. His opening to the recording is a bit odd because it kind of segues in from a bunch of other stuff. There's people playing in a park and the video is quite odd. But anyway, I've reduced this down to 4 bars, and I've got E, and then I've got this. This is A add 9 over E, and I really want that 2nd string to be open there, but this is a tricky chord. This is by a long way the trickiest part of the song. If you're going to play what he played here, you could use separate fingers. That might be easier rather than just barring across the middle 2 strings there, because you do want that 2nd string to be open, that 9 there, that B. So you might do that, and it would be okay, with this rhythm here, you've got license to play just the bass string for the 1st beat while you get that shape in to position. Okay, and as long as you're playing the intro, that's the kind of riff. You could do a very similar thing that's a lot easier by taking the basic E shape up here to the 6th and 7th frets. That's going to give you an A with an E in the bass and that 9 that we need. That's a very similar thing. Okay, that works. You could actually just play a straight A shape, but with the 2nd string open there. So really I've just got 2 fingers on the middle 2 strings at the 2nd fret. That's effectively what that is without the little finger. I might do that. For the sake of authenticity, I'm probably going to do what he did, but I do find that tricky. Anyway, that's the intro done. Let's look at the verse. Yeah, after the intro there's a 16-bar section. I'm calling this the verse. I don't know whether the following section is kind of more verse or whether we call that the chorus. It's only the last line or 2 lines of that 2nd section that repeats, so I'm going to call that chorus. That makes this the verse, and we've got 16 bars. There's a fair bit of repetition, and if you've played many jazz standards you'll recognise some of these chord sequences. We start with E, C sharp minor 7, F sharp minor 7, to B7. I'm playing B7 this way, which is an A7 bar chord on the 2nd fret. My C sharp minor 7 with an A minor 7 shape barred on the 4th fret. There's an E minor 7 shape barred on the 2nd fret for the F sharp minor 7. Well, you can see all that. And it's like this. And that B7, on the first 2 beats, he's actually got his little finger up on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and that matches the melody note. That then drops to the 4th fret, so we go from B7 sus4 to B7, and in the melody, why are there so many songs about rainbows? That's that. And then we start off in a similar fashion. What's on the other? But in bars 7 and 8 we get this. A major 7, which you could play here. This is my preferred place. It's a very versatile shape. First finger on the 5th fret of the bottom string, and then what looks like a kind of an A minor shape, but up on the 5th and 6th frets, playing that obviously with the 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers there. That's an A major 7. You could play it this way, which looks like a kind of displaced D7 there, so frets 2, 1, 2 on the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings. You could do that. I'm going to play it here though because I just like it better. It's a slightly mellower sound. That's followed either way by A over B, and I'm going to play A over B here where you can see what's going on there. So that's not a particularly straightforward transition, but that works. If you were going to play your A minor, your A major 7 here, then you've got an A over B right here, middle 4 strings only, barred at the 2nd fret. What's on the other side? Or what's on the other side? Either way, we've got the first 8 bars, the first half of the verse done. And now we go on. The 3rd line is the same as the 1st line, except if we're being picky, he now plays an E major 7. Rather than E, we're just moving that note on the 2nd fret of the 4th string down here. Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Otherwise, that 3rd line's exactly the same as the 1st line. Back to E major 7. Rainbows have nothing to hide. Now, I think he plays this. That's what I'm going to play. I've got 2 fingers on the 6th fret of the middle 2 strings. I'm using my 3rd and 4th fingers, so that just suits me. Up there. Rainbows have nothing to hide. 2 bars of that, that's my A major 9, okay? Again, it's kind of, well, you could do it there and then open 2nd string, I guess, but there's nothing wrong with that, that's quite simple. So let's have the whole of the verse one time. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. Verse done. Let's look at the chorus. Now, in fact, in the chorus, we stay on this same shape for the first 4 bars. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. G sharp minor 7, exactly the same as the F sharp minor 7 we saw in the verse. I know they're wrong, wait and see. So we're up on the 4th fret now. We move down to the 2nd fret where we do get that F sharp minor 7. Someday we'll find it, the B7. And now I'm just going to move that up 2 frets. The rainbow connection, C sharp 7. I'd prefer to play it here. I just like the way that feels and sounds down there. That's basically a C7 shape moved up a fret. It does mean that you've got to be quite careful not to hit that top string. So maybe, if I remember, I'll just do that. And anyway, it's easier. You've just got that move moved up 2 frets. We finish off with the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Okay, and again we get A over E, back to E, A over E, but I don't hear this, I don't know what he actually does, but I think he does this. Okay, well you'll see what I've got going on there. First finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, 2nd finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, 3rd finger down on the 7th fret of the 5th string, little finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. Well, you can see that, and I'm just going to alternate between E and that. Okay, we get 3 choruses and they all end slightly differently. This is the ending for the first time. Let's just have that chorus anyway. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, a rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. And now we get to the second verse. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered? And that's exactly the same as the first verse into another chorus, and now we get to this bridge. It's a slightly curious thing, just a very few bars. We get our E, lovers and dreamers and me. We just get 1 bar of that E, and now we don't go to A over E or anything, we have this new section. All of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. As I say, it's a slightly curious thing, only happens once, it just breaks things up a little bit. We end with 4 bars of B7, and it's a bit indistinct on his recording, he kind of goes backwards and forwards a little bit. 2 bars of B7 sus4, I'm going to say, to straight B7 for 2 bars. So let me just give you the very ending of the second chorus going into that. Lovers, dreamers and me, all of us under its spell, we know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And we go into the third verse, which again is identical to the previous 2. Just as we get into the bridge, listening to his guitar, I only hear that much of it, which you could be playing there as well. What are those? 6, 7, 6 on 5th, 4th and 3rd strings. It's an identical shape here. I'm calling that D sharp minor 7 flat 5, D sharp half diminished. That's what it is. It's chord 7 in this key. I don't hear that note at the top, but there's nothing wrong with playing that. I don't think he plays it, but you know, it's conceptualized. All of us under, that's C sharp minor 7 we've seen before, under its spell. We know, and nothing more glamorous than a straight A chord here, know that it's probably magic. It's nice, isn't it? Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? And on to the third verse, which, as I say, is exactly the same as the previous ones, and that takes us into the outro. Now, what happens here, we get that chorus again, lovers, the dreamers and me. We get a bar of E, and this is all a little bit odd. He plays, overdubs a solo, I guess it's him playing, solo guitar over the strummed chords. There's also a bass of some sort, but nothing else much going on. And it's a little bit freeform. I'm just going to call out the chords in the order that they happen, and my best attempt to kind of transcribe it. And me, this A over E. Now I've got this, E major 7. Let's just talk about this for a second here. First finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and then I've got my 3rd and 4th fingers on the 6th fret of the 4th and 5th strings. Open top string, open 2nd string, open bottom string. That's quite a nice sound, you know, if you're playing that E major 7 in the verse, doesn't make much difference, but you might play that instead. Anyway, and going on, we go back to our A over E. I guess in a playthrough, maybe I'll put a guitar solo over the top of this or something, because otherwise it doesn't make much sense. Maybe I'll blow. F sharp minor 7, B7 sus4, as I say, this is just what I hear, G sharp minor 7 to C sharp minor 7, all a bit formless, F sharp minor 7, A over B, nothing we haven't heard before. E major 7, and in his solo he puts in a D, which would be equivalent to the open 4th string. Do you want to play E7 for a bar? Probably not, but that's kind of in there. Then again, this E major 7, A over E, E major 7, and actually in the strum guitar part he kind of pauses there for a bar. I mean, this is just weird, this whole thing. But I'm including a bar there. And then again he picks up this E major 7, we're very nearly finished, A over B, back to E, and then it finishes on E major 7, which you might decide to play that way. But you know, if you were doing this on your own, an open mic, or playing a different version of this, you probably wouldn't bother with this outro. Me, I'd probably do something like this. That A over E that we've got here. And then maybe just finish on that E major 7. I mean, of course, the implication is that chord there, you could end the same way we came into the song with this thing here, but as I say, I find that a little bit tricky. But that is it, short and sweet. Hopefully that all made sense. I'll put the sheet music up for sale. I'm not going to make a backing track for this one, I don't think, which is why I haven't got my headphones on. I'm going to put them on in a minute though for my tempo. I've got a click track and I think I'm at 102 beats a minute originally, and when I do these backing tracks and so on, what I do is I start with original audio and just dissect the tempo first of all, or I get Logic to do that for me. It's very handy, and it's a bit all over the place, and I've just found it really hard to sing along to and follow the original. I might put some keyboard and bass in once I'm done though. Alright, well look, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. 1, 2, and why are there so many songs about rainbows? What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. But rainbows have nothing to hide. And so we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, a rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. And what's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? And what do you think we might see? Someday we'll find it, a rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore. they will find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers and me. That's it.